Hi, I'm Alex, and this is going to be the video on my reptiles and amphibian merit badge. The first thing we're going to be talking about is poisonous or venomous snakes you can find in the United States of America. The first snake you could find is the pygmy rattlesnake. This snake is usually gray with red and dark brown designs going along its back. And it also eats small animals such as birds and lizards. This snake is found in the southeast. Another cool snake is the eastern rattlesnake. They're known for the diamond on their backs and sides, and their rattle that are on most rattlesnakes. These snakes also eat small animals and live in the southeast. Another cool snake is the western diamondback snake. It's a lot like the eastern diamond snake, except for a little lighter in tone with a little bit of brown on it. It still has the rattle, and it's another cool snake. These snakes also eat small animals and lives in the southwest. Another cool snake is known as a coral snake. This snake has red, yellow, and black stripes going along it. This snake also eats small animals and live in the southern part of the country. Another snake is a copper snake. A copper snake is a snake with a more orange-colored head than the rest of the body, with brown designs along its back. These snakes live in the southeast of our country and eat mostly bugs. The final venomous snake is a snake that is native here known as the Massasauga. It's another rattlesnake that is gray in color with a few black polka dots on it. The only venomous lizard found in America is the Gila monster. It's a black lizard with orange designs on its back. In the case of you or somebody you know getting bitten by a venomous creature, you must make sure the bite stays below the heart to prevent blood flow coming from the hand to the heart. And you need to make sure you or the person you're treating is calm. And then you need to bandage the wound after you clean it with soap and water. One other thing, do not try to suck the venom out. And don't forget to call for help. There are also a few species in Michigan of reptiles and amphibians that are protected by the state. One of them is a smallmouth salamander because they are endangered. Two other protected salamanders are known as the six-line racer and the marble salamander. A protected snake is known as the Massasauga. This snake is also endangered. Massasaugas eat small rodents and frogs, and they live in muddy land with small pools of water. And the three salamanders I listed live in more wet areas under logs and bark, and they'll eat worms and other bugs. A few more facts about the Gila monster is that it lives in the western parts of the United States, and it mainly eats small eggs and small animals such as rodents and small reptiles. There are three main differences between reptiles and amphibians. One is the skin, another one is that amphibians have webbed feet, and the third one is the eggs. Amphibians will lay eggs in the water and have the normal, water eggs. And reptiles will lay actual eggs, the ones that birds lay and things. Reptile skins will be more scaly and dry, and amphibian skin will be really smooth and slimy. The differences between toads and frogs is basically the same thing from amphibians to reptiles. One has more rough skin than the other and lays eggs like that. But toads actually have shorter legs made for crawling, instead of hopping like a frog. There's not many differences between a crocodile and an alligator. One of the differences is the shape of the snout or the jaw, to say. One has more of a U-shaped and one has more of a V-shaped, which is just a little more pointy than the other one. But a crocodile actually has an overbite, showing its teeth off, when a alligator, you can't see his teeth because his jaws are symmetrical. The differences between lizards and snakes are pretty simple. Like, one has legs, one doesn't. One can swallow things that are 2 times the size of it, one can't. It's pretty simple. Reptiles and amphibians are both very important for their environment because they serve as prey and predator in both of their environments. Reptiles and amphibians live in 2 different types of areas in the United States of America. One is more humid and wet climates, and the other is more hot and dry climates. Reptiles will prefer hot and dry climates over humid and wet climates. There's some exceptions, but yeah. This is my pet axolotl named Kip. I feed him bloodworms and sometimes earthworms. And I have had him for about 1.5 years now, so I know him quite a bit. He has changed from since I got him by getting these small spots on his head and his tail. They're white, if you can see them, you probably can. And yeah, that's basically it. It's not hard taking care of one of these things. Just put it in water. I have a fan going on it right here. And make sure you have a water thing. Yeah. Right now we are going to be feeding Kip his bloodworms. We have to wait for them to thaw down because right now it's just an ice cube of bloodworms right there. When it's done thawing and it kind of looks like this, I will put it in front of my axolotl. No. Just like that. And he actually doesn't have any teeth, so he won't chew it. He will actually just inhale it. That's why I need to wait for it to thaw before I give it to him. This is a picture of the mud puppy my brother caught across the street at our river. These things mainly eat anything they can find, including other amphibians, fish, and crayfish. You will find these areas in rivers and areas like that at night. This is a bullfrog. You can tell them different from a green frog because green frogs will have a line going like right there. And you can find them in this sort of area around the muddy parts along the coast of a river. And yeah. Bullfrogs will eat pretty much anything, including bugs, fish, and birds. This right here is a gardener snake. You can notice them by their lines on their back and their coloring. You will find them in this type of area right here, open field, just like the milk snake. But this is a very small one. Milk and garter snakes both eat small animals. Hi, this is a milk snake. You can describe them by they have this really neat pattern on them, as you can see. And you can find them in fields like this. This is a map turtle back there, not the one in front, sorry about that. But the map turtle is not full ground either, but you can find them in the same spot as the painted turtle. But you can tell they're a map turtle by not as much coloring and usually have a light gray to light brown coloring shell. Map and painted turtles mainly eat plants, small fish, and other worms and bugs. This is a painted turtle. It is a baby painted turtle, but you can identify them by the coloring on their face, tail, arms, and shell. You'll find them basically in the rivers, logs, anywhere in Michigan, basically. This is a redback salamander. I actually found this at summer camp under a dead log. You'll find a lot of different types of salamanders under dead logs where it's nice and wet. This is a green frog. It's a female green frog actually. It's hard to tell right now because I took this picture at night at Coal Canoe Bay summer camp. You can find these frogs in semi-wet areas under shade. You can tell it's a green frog when you see a circular ear thing and a distinct line across its body, and eat the same things as bullfrogs do. This salamander was found at the same spot as the other salamander, but it's really hard to tell what it is because it's a baby. I think it might be a four-toed, but I'm pretty sure it's a darkback version of the previous one. You can find these in the same areas as the previous salamander, and they mainly feast on small bugs. This is a water snake that me and my brother found while we were out canoeing. This one's really big, so I didn't catch it with my hands. We just got a video of it. But you can find these things in water sources as rivers and small lakes. And these things mainly eat fish and small mammals and amphibians. To help me throughout this video, I've been using the Reptiles and Amphibians Michigan Field Guide. It has all the reptiles and amphibians you can find in Michigan and where you can find them, what they eat, what they look like. It's just a handy book. Yeah, now I'm gonna tell you all the most common reptiles and amphibians in Michigan and where they are. Painted turtle, they can be found pretty much anywhere. Painted turtle you can find everywhere. Garter snake can be found anywhere. Can be found almost everywhere. Redback salamander can be found anywhere. Spotted salamanders and other common frogs are pretty common. Red frogs are pretty common. Green frogs are common. Bullfrogs are common. American toad is pretty common. So I'm currently outside my house, as you can see, and it's currently 9 o'clock, and I can't hear many reptiles or amphibians. It's because it's not mating season. For mating season, and where I would hear all the frogs and everything, I'd need to wait till in spring, which is more than half a year away from now. So I'm gonna play a few frog mating sounds and tell you what species it is. That is a leopard frog mating call. That is a American toad mating call. That is a green frog mating call. That's a bullfrog mating call. Topic of mating calls. Reptiles and amphibians don't really do a mating ritual. The males will make a noise, also known as a mating call, and that will attract the females. And saying that, that's the end of my video. That's everything for the Reptiles and Amphibians merit badge. See you next time.